Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I have the 2021 Audi S3 sedan and we're going to review it. So we're first going to talk about the exterior, interior, and then finally take it out for a drive. Starting from the front, the car already has a more aggressive face than the standard A3 with a different grille, more inlets on the sides, although this one, as you can see, is fake. When I just poke out holes in there, because on this side it goes into some sort of vents and cools things down and actually has a purpose. What else is new are these lights. They're brand new for this model year and they do look really pretty, kind of going with the whole demon eye look that Audi's had in the past, going against the angel eye look of BMWs. Audi seems to be continuing the vibe with the Quattro homage right here, although in this model it's also blocked off. This car is sporting my favorite color. It's called Daytona Gray, and combined with the silver pieces around here, you could also get that blacked out. I think it looks really good. What also increases its value are these 19-inch wheels. Check them out. They come as standard with 18s, but upgrading to these 90s, I think it's definitely worth it. The S3 gets sportier brakes, and if you pay extra, you can get them in red. So from the side profile, there's no mistaking that this is an S3. Moving down the side, you have chrome mirrors. This is the standard option that comes with the car, but even if you get the black package, you will black out the windowsills, but not the mirrors. That's another option that you have to get. Seeing pattern here. Finally, at the back, you got more chrome accents right there underneath the bumper. These quad tailpipes that come as standard with all S models, unlike the RS models that come with ovals. Boot space is significantly smaller than what you get in the standard A3 because this car comes with Quattro. So instead of 425 liters, it gets 380. Kind of interesting because that's actually more than the hatchback gets. Overall, I really do like the exterior. Everything from the lights, turning on and off. I love that they integrated that. This also has the Matrix LED headlights upgrade, so it just looks really smart. Understated, but it does look a bit more aggressive than the standard model. And you can also see here on the sides, it's got these haunches signifying that it is a sportier version and it's going to wreck your day if you see one of these at the lights. With the S3, the highlight is the interior. It has to be. Whether you're getting the hatchback or the sedan, this is the place to be. And they've done some big changes here that I like and I also didn't like in my RS5, and I'm kind of annoyed. Maybe I didn't wait for it. I'll show you why. As soon as you step into the cabin, you can immediately tell that Audi had to tick all the boxes. Everything that all its competitors has, it has as well, and then some. Right in front of the driver is the virtual cockpit, this digital display that gives you all the information that you need. You can customize it and have 3 different looks. You can expand it to see the entire map while using the navigation or other information on the fly. Very easy to use and it looks great. The steering wheel has a very nice feel to it. Also has a flat bottom with the S logo so you don't forget what you're driving. Just to remind you, you got a lot of power under your right foot. Talk about power later on in the video. Over to the right, the MMI system now beautifully integrated into the dash. It's not stuck on anymore. Very nice. It also has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, wireless Apple CarPlay. It has all the standard things all cars have now today in very simplified form. I love these big icons, and if you want to customize it, you can literally hold one of the buttons and move it around and put it where you want. Further down, you got your AC controls. Unfortunately, they got rid of the knobs. No! Now you got these clickies, so you click up to increase the temperature, click down to decrease it, same with the fan speed and all the other settings. It does give off a nice sound, but to me, I love the knobs, and that is something I'm not a fan of. Other weird button things they did is the volume control. So instead of turning a knob, now you have to rotate your finger like this, and that increases or decreases the volume. Further down, it doesn't get any better, but before we get to this bad boy, we're gonna talk about the start-stop button. It's in red! Now, I've seen this before in a Porsche, and I don't like this. So, it looks nice, there's nothing wrong with that, but if you want to put the car in park, you gotta press this button here, and it just looks kind of tacky, kind of cheap. Usually when you have a lever, you could just rest your arm on it. You have your elbow here, right? And you got nothing to rest, your hand on, and it's kind of far away for your elbow to be on the armrest and your hand to be on the steering wheel. So I'm just kind of confused how I'm supposed to drive this thing. Maybe I should have both hands on the wheel all the time like a human being. By not having anything here to hold on to, you can have your drinks here and not worry about knocking them over. So that's a plus, I guess. It also comes with a smoking package, this car, and you also have a dedicated spot for your key. Have a look at the key. It's not too interesting, to be honest. There's no S on it. It just looks like a standard Audi key. To the front, you do have a wireless charging pad, and if you place your phone there, your signal will be boosted by the antenna that's on top of the car. So that's pretty cool. You have 2 more USB-C ports to charge 2 phones. This car has the Bang & Olufsen sound system. It is banging, and I definitely recommend to have it. It does sound really, really good. You have a glove box here. It's felted, nice to touch, and it's also dampened. Quite big storage bins for the size of this car, and you can fit a large bottle of water in there. Underneath the armrest, you do have some space to put things in here. It's not too deep, but I think it's more than enough for a daily driven car. I'm a sucker for ambient lighting, and this car tickles my pickle when it comes to that. You got a huge strip that goes across the dashboard. I really like that. And then you have strips on the doors down here where your phone goes, in the footwells, and also at the back. Speaking of the back, let's go check it out. I can already see that this is going to be a tight squeeze, but let's see how I do. Yep, this is my driving position, and my knees are right up against the seat in front of me. Thankfully, there are these cutouts, so if you're a bit shorter, you'll be fine. Or you could ask the driver politely to not take so much space, you fat ass. Look. Ooh, that is not good. The front seats have actually a pretty nice padding over on the doors, but this, yeah, not the quality I expected, Audi. In terms of headroom, I'm literally a hair away from being very uncomfortable. So if you're over 6 feet or over 183 centimeters, I guess, you will struggle. Okay, and now the part that everyone has been waiting for, the engine and the drive. By the way, if you can't see me, it's because it's so bright outside that it's almost impossible to record in these conditions. Either it's super bright there or it's super dark on my face. And if you're still here, make sure to smash that like button. It really helps out the channel and gives me more opportunities to review more cars, maybe get a film crew, do something a bit more professional than this. But back to the S3, it's powered by a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo engine developing 310 horsepower and 400 newton-meters of torque. All of that connected to a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission, and then sends the power to all 4 wheels with the Quattro system. And this is no longer the old Quattro system where it's predominantly front-wheel drive. This can send up to 100% all the way to the back wheels, but it's mostly up to 85, and in the front it can set up to 75. And now it's time to launch this car. So foot on the brake, other on the pedal, release the brake, and we're off. Audi claims it does 0 to 100 kilometers an hour or 0 to 62 miles an hour in 4.8 seconds. But other journalists have found out with their special gear that it actually is quicker than that. The dual clutch isn't the quickest of the lot. Sometimes it just hesitates to change gear, and sometimes it's on point. I feel like they still need to do a little bit of tweaking with it. Going around a corner here, and and the car has a little bit of lean. But that Quattro system, you really feel the difference between this and the previous models. It's so quick to respond, pulls you out of the corners as soon as you hit the accelerator. It is so good. No more of that understeer. The car does feel like it wants to push the tail out, but all the complicated electronics are calming it down. Hey, this is Audi, and this isn't the RS3, which I've heard rumors will be able to drift. Okay, let's dial that back down a little bit and figure out how the car drives when a normal person is behind the steering wheel. First of all, you got this variable ratio steering, so the faster you go, the less steering input it will have. The slower you go, the more turn you get. It allows you to turn around and do a U-turn with one circle. Just makes it feel a little bit sporty, and it's properly done. There's no steering feel at all. The steering is pretty dead, but it's pretty accurate as well while you're driving. Something to get used to. It does backfire once in a while. The first time it happened to me, I was like, what? Wait, what? Again? Might as well get an aftermarket exhaust that backfires. I mean, who's gonna know the difference? This thing is loud. One thing to note, no GPF filter on this version. Seats are very supportive when you're thrashing it, as well as when you're going just for a leisurely cruise. Definitely a great contender for a daily drive vehicle. Visibility is fantastic, easy to place the car, big windows on the sides, big mirrors, pretty good view outside the back window too in the sedan version. Everything you need is within reach, and as long as you have your two hands on the steering wheel, you'll be absolutely fine and comfortable living with the S3 forever. Okay, to sum up the S3, if you're looking to buy one, I would, because it's a fantastic little car. It's fast, it's got a great amount of excitement, it's got the gizmos, it has everything you need from a modern car and everything you want from a modern car. The only problem I have with Audi is that if you, for example, get an S3 and you spec it quite high, you're really close to getting to the RS3, which isn't out now, but I can tell you from now that you will be. And you'll have this question in your head whether you should probably go for a low-spec RS3. And the same thing is if you get an RS3, which will come out eventually, and you spec it really well, you're going to be quite close to, for example, an S4 or an S5, and it keeps on going. You got this endless ladder of choosing what options you'd like. So when you're speccing a car like this, don't go too crazy, because it is fantastic on its own. But I'm not gonna lie, I can't wait for the RS3. If the S3 is this good, how good is the RS3 with that 5-cylinder gonna be? Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button. It will help me out with the algorithm, and we can grow this channel together and get some cooler cars that currently don't have access to. As well as comment down below what you think about the S3. Would you get an S3 or you want to wait for the RS3? Or maybe you want something else that's in this price range. I really want to know what you think. Finally, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos. Take care guys, and have a fantastic day.